Hello. Now then, welcome back. This is episode 14 of the Folktails Experimental 1.0 playthrough on the Pressure map. Now, today, hopefully, we are going to see some... water for one, as we're nearly out of this drought. And we're also going to finish off running in these power lines and gravity batteries that should keep this going nicely for us. Other than that, we're in a very good spot right now because we have this thing collecting a ton of bad water out the rig, and it's putting it all into this nice little spot here that's going to keep this fed and watered so we can obviously make all of the other good stuff. Do need to continue to move all of the industry from over here to here and rip all this out. We did move the observatory up here, which currently is doing nothing. Something? Oh, it is working. How is it working? The gravity battery is doing a thing? Not sure how that's running. Must be off that. Anywho. Being there's no wind, no water, nothing. Anyway, so it must be this one gravity battery that's doing all of the heavy lifting. I'd be surprised if it is, to be honest. So not entirely sure. There's no supply yet. Here they spin. Answers on a postcard for that one, but I'll take the free power. Anyway, so we're going to basically rip some of this out, fill it in a little tiny bit, just to cover it up. And hopefully we should have enough space to move some of the bits and bats from over here, which I think just remains to be this guy, and put it in here. So yeah, I'm still confused as what's happening with the power, but has it finally realised there's none? Are these just not moving? Who knows? Welcome to the Experimental 1.0 branch, I suppose. Books galore. Let's just take a look at the kit situation. Couple about to grow up, so that's not too bad for us. We could do with the jobs to be fulfilled. We did also start to put in some fun for these guys, as they are still pretty low. There's a few bits and pieces we could do. Maples and trees and whatnot is something that we definitely need to be on with, so it's probably worth potentially ripping half of these out and planting them in. This guy can't really reach too much, but I think if we just say to rip out these, we have some space for some wood to be collected anyway, so that'll be fine. I'm not too sure why all these beavers are actually up this time. Bearing in mind it's the middle of the night, so not sure on that one either. Let's go triple speed and see what actually happens. Okay. With any luck, things might return to a bit more normality. The wind is finally spinning, so it makes some sense why these buildings now work. I'm hoping they actually get round to dealing with some of these bits as well, because what we've had is the power is fine when this does fill up. However, when it drains, it all disappears out of here, and obviously these then stop working, which then only leaves this one single little swimming pool for them to actually use. So hopefully this dam will get put in, which should give us some ability. In fact, it might be worth wonder if that's worth turning that into an actual floodgate just to store a little bit more. Maybe it is. So let's just do that while we're here. I think we can be a little bit conservative with keeping this quite high. So maybe try that. It probably overspill. If it does, we can always blast another hole through here. Don't think that'll be too much of an issue. Now, where are my builders? Where are they? What are they doing? You're exhausted. Okay. You are building all this noise. Okay. So let's fix this then. They can work on that whenever. We don't need that for now. Hopefully we can get some of these other bits and pieces built for us. So I think we can safely close shop on that for now. We have enough bad water stored in there, plus this thing, without too much of an issue. Have they put these in yet? They have not. So let's make that important. That's fine. And injured beavers, which kind of a problem, probably coming from out of this thing, to be honest. Now, what I would like to do also is to rip out some of this water down here. We do need to replace these houses with something a little bit bigger, as I would like to move everyone a little bit more central, to be honest, so we can take some benefit from these guys, as we have none of this. So we could build this quite easily. We have no chance of ever building this with the current numbers. This thing's way out. Is it way out? Yes, it's way out because of the planks. But we do have the sparkly planks and the metal to build that, and this thing is probably not going to happen this playthrough. Again, this was more looking at the precious stuff, which I think we've conquered. Just like to put the builder beavers to a job to give them something more fun and exciting to do. So we probably should just deal with that round here. Wrong button. So we could quite easily build some statues. A weather vane? Where's that thing? This now gives a thing? Alright, fair enough. Don't think that was a thing, but okay. Not sure why you'd want to look at it, but alright, fair enough. It obviously does something for them. Yeah, sure, why not? See what difference that makes to these. But I would like to rip these guys out. So let's just get rid of those. I would like to empty these if I can, so let's get them emptied. In fact, just get rid of them all, I think. And we're going to replace... I think we've got space anywhere else. We're kind of full on the water. But I would like to put in a big tank, which is probably going to be here. And I suspect we're probably just going to have to bite the bullet and rip all this out. Yep. Yes, we are. So one big tank can go here. Now they're getting on with everything else. They're low priority. They're next lowest priority. So what are the builders doing? Okay. Oh, you onto that, are you? Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's kind of hit our water quite a bit, so I think we should just buff the priority of that just up a tiny bit. And I suppose we can just pause some jobs, because I don't think we need to worry too much about... Certainly don't need anything from there. Metal we're fine with. We still have quite a few beavers that are not fulfilling any decent jobs. Even though those turned off. Never mind, we will get to them eventually. And then what we can also say is, very importantly, pick up anything here. Definitely enough planks to finish that off, so that won't be too bad for come beaver time tomorrow. They can have that built. And they should put all the water into there, as everything else is full. I hope anyway, otherwise we'll be in trouble. It looks like they're picking it up and taking it to the other tanks anyway. That's fine. Do this, please. To finish that off, just the 5 more planks. You. Right, water. Thank you very much. Okay, this water now goes into that pot. That should boost these quite, yeah, 2,000 water. So we was flying fine with what we had. I think there's about 1,500, so we've that's another 500. It'll be okay for what we need. Okay. Just go back across here. So what they were building over here was to dam all this in. I think we're going to have to juggle some things here for these guys. So if we do this, then set the priority to this and this. You're doing absolutely nothing, as are you, or you, or you. They're not built yet, that's fine. Not sure that needs to exist anymore anyway, but that should mean they can build all of these at once now, so that should be okay. And this will basically allow this area to stay a little bit greener for a little bit longer come the next drought. We are bad tide proof at this point anyway, so no concerns there. It'll take a wee while for it to fill up though. I think we've got anywhere else using gears currently. Alright, so well-being, let's worry about that. So we've just obviously ripped out the what was it, the thingamajigger, this thing, the campfires. So we need to do something a little bit more exciting for them to be on with. Power is a problem down here. We are producing an absolute boatload of it, but it's where could we use that from a carousel point of view? Now, it's the only thing that needs power. So we might just have to sneak that up here. I'll get into the side of there. We do have a path, so let's take advantage of this. And then figuring out where we stick the thing. Maybe just as easy to put on this side, actually. Yeah, let's do that. This thing costs 700 science. We have the science for it. We have all the materials for it also, so let's commit, I think, to the joy that is the carousel. Yeah, sure. Let's go for broken. Put in 2 of the things. I did not want to do that at all either. And from a power point of view, we'll just run it straight in the back and sides there. What we can do also with the power is just do that. So as long as I don't go into these gears underneath here to keep all that safe, we should be a-okay. And that should be fully buildable from there. So we've added that to the ever long list of things. That is looking good. Seems to be coping with 0.95, so that's good to see. They've built all of that, so we can also now put in the dynamite down here, which is somewhere down in here. Ah yes, we will need to rearrange the pathing, obviously, because can't build over a path. I think if we put those in, that should be good enough for us to say this area is now secure to rip out from over here. So well, let's do that, shall we? Gone. Happy days. All of this noise can also go. There's a much easier way of doing this, of course, so let's just say goodbye to that. They can get everything there. Could leave this here, to be fair. Don't think it'll be too much of an issue. But let's rip it out anyway. We don't need it. They probably can't reach all of that, which we could help them with, if I'm totally honest. It would be okay. Let's just see. Good. Delete that. This is all very convoluted, but we will make do. should be gettable by some stuff. Probably should have left those in, but never mind. Logs, planks and gears, we really could do with it to be picked up, to be honest. Alright. Now that everything disintegrates, we can't really afford to waste anything. May as well just chuck in a quick and dirty path just there. That should all be gettable. Probably don't have the storage for it, but it's better off in our back pockets, so to speak, than anywhere else. Set to 1.8. That's now been done, so we have a drought approaching, so we'll see how well this actually works and keeps for us. We can get the rest of these trees put in. This guy can reach everything, they just haven't got to it yet, which is okay. This guy can get off their butts, because we don't need anyone sat in here just yet. No, can get to pretty much everything except these at the end, which again don't. It's too much of a problem. Just take those out. Put 2 in there though because we can. Scrap's fine, so let's turn that back on, so we don't need to worry too much about that. We have a spare beaver, which is very good to see. Hauling is full, which is very good to see as well. So I think wherever I put them, somewhere, I think there is a builder's hut, and I'm not sure where they went. Let's just see. Jobs, where are you? They're up there. Okay. So they are full. Alright, fair enough. That's okay. So we do have a full contingent of builder beavers everywhere, so that'll be very nice. They do have the weather vanes running, so that's nice to see. The wind is at 3% apparently, so also good to know. I'm going to remove this guy, which might cause some issue and upset. I'm going to put that in. Just connect that in with a nice little spirally path, such as like that. Could be low priority. We can unpause this, and it'll rebalance where they're all living. Wait, it wasn't paused. It just needed a path, like so. Flex rebounded nicely actually, so that's good. You're out of power. It isn't connected because they haven't built any of this, so I assume they just finished that yesterday. Do like it makes the sound without power, so that's quite impressive. Beaver engineering. Just up the priority on those bits. We do not need that. I suppose to get the use out of it, we may as well say also build me that and that. But the rest of it can come as it gets built. I haven't got to there yet. Okay, 6-day drought, nothing too concerning. Again, this is normal mode, so we don't need to worry too much about that. This should run for a little bit longer, but with this pulled up, we will lose a lot of it because of this being just a dam, but I don't think we need to worry at all. Right, builder beavers, where are you? Okay. Ah yes, I did tell you all to pick all this junk up, didn't I? That's right, I did. Fair enough. They are doing exactly what I've told them. Never mind. Ah yes, I remember now. We did have this thing set also, and we needed to... fix this somehow. So what was we going to do here? Believe we were going to take out that, and luckily we did that. Beaver didn't go hurtling off into oblivion. That was too steep, so we need to do something weird and wonderful with that. So, the possible option is this. That can go to there, but I don't think that can get to there. It is within tolerance though, so maybe it's a case of just saying rip out all of this. And then that should... that will work. Alright, we'll go with that. That will be good. Like that, I'm bumping up the priority a little bit, please. I would like to put in a mine. 4,000 science, yes please. So this adds a bit of self-sufficiency to the beavers, which will obviously benefit them in the long term. Don't quite want to put anyone in it just yet. We don't have the beavers for it. The new housing should help out. We also need this ripping out and this. Okay, what have we got left over here? We're full on planks, which is not a particularly bad place to be. And paper, okay. Scoot this way. It really could do with fixing some of the storage issues we have around here as well, which is probably worth doing at this point. We'll go with the logs and the planks and the sparklers. Is it metal? Would metal be better over here? Probably. And we'll just do the scrap for that. That is not what I want. I want a path. Once they get around to that, which will probably be in about 400 years, but it will mean that we have all the major storage for everything. So these can be set to supply. Hopefully they'll bring everything into that. They haven't got to that yet, so are they still picking up all this junk from over here? Where is it? I can't find it now. I've deleted all this. I've lost my point of reference. A lot of this is probably going to go away. So I guess let's just say logs and planks first, and they should be able to pick up everything else from there. They have the trees out, so that means this should now work. And the loop is now reconnected. It's a bit of a dip for them to get over, but they'll be fine. That's a bit of excitement and thrill. Still not got to that. No, still not got to that. Looks like this is holding up perfectly well as well. So as before, we'd have lost all this water by now, so happy days on that front. Okay. May as well lay in some more stuff for them to do again. So let's just say we haven't got any dirt excavators, so that's kind of off the table. So be better. We can rip that out then. Get a tiny tank put over here. Let's get the old extract in. Why do they've got contemplation spots we could put in? They can contemplate whatever it is beavers contemplate. Don't particularly want to put any more of these in, but I am going to. Doesn't add too much, but at the minute we've got nothing, so it's all run out. We do need to do something with rooftop terrace as well, which we could stick on top, if I'm honest. Or in fact, even better. With that though, they should be golden. So maybe that means they'll now be able to come and pick all this junk up. Looks like that's a yes. All logs, 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 logs. Logs and planks. A little bit of paper. Which... is that just down here? There's paper. Might as well spend it while we've got it. So these ones are a little bit more interesting. I think we should probably look at making a big storage area somewhere. Maybe in here. If we can get a lot of the goods into that, it keeps everything nice and out of the way without taking up too much real estate. Bit messy, but I think it'll be fine. What are you, gears? First things first then, gears. Fine resin. And if we just go with finished goods, because this is going to be sort of our main living area at this side. I think we have just enough to get all those in. Looks like we do. Once the gears are done, we can start decommissioning some of this junk here and tidy up a lot of this area. Rip all that out, make it a little bit neat and tidier. And we're getting on over here. Still taking the dear sweet time to come and collect all this junk. I do not want to see it disappear into the void. I suppose it is quite a way. Oh, there's a zip line, so they should be able to get to it. And it's on the main line to get over this side as well, so you'd hope it'd be a bit quicker. Never mind. If they die, they die. Cool. Right, so over here. Probably at the looking at monuments stage. I would like to squeeze this in where we can. So that's probably not best place to live there either, but never mind. Because I would like to rip this out and put another one next door to it. And here. So let's rejig this while we have opportunity, I suppose. In hindsight, I should have built this one a bit further back. Maybe a bad idea, but we're going to do it. Do that. Highest priority. Water. Rejig this path into here. What have I done? Oops. My bad. That gives us plenty of room to now rip this house out, should we want to. And you are basically the highest priority, because there's a lot of water here that I would not like to see lost. We have a spare bed and a spare beaver, so that's nice. It's churning through quite a lot of planks and logs, but that's good. Better use it than not. Should fix the problem of being able to get to the thing. That should be full up very quickly. Cool, right. That's that fixed. That's that done. They will get round to that probably in 20 never. I haven't even started on that. Are they literally still... Have they done this yet? Okay. Are they still picking up junk from over here? No. Right. Good to know. Okay. I'd like to get this emptied as well. I think there's another giant tank anywhere for that, which... It probably should be. Be a nice place to put one, to be fair. We'll leave it for now. What are the builder beavers doing? Tell me. Where are you going? Cool. You are finally on with this. I suppose I did prioritize those in a weird and wonderful order. Never mind. Cool. So, this should add quite a nice boost, hopefully. Fingers crossed. These will take a million years to be set up as well, but don't really have to worry too much about that. What we could do... take advantage of that there. Probably a bit too much for them to do. However, we can put more on top now, so... What were you? You were... I think paper. That used to be food, so let's just think about this sensibly. Bread. Whatever that was. Whatever that was. This guy. What's his face? I suppose the grilled chestnuts is something we do need. This can be stuff, so... I mean, do we need that many dandelions? Probably not. We can put in the raw goods actually, so let's do that. You need a couple more. Just there. So what was this? This was the wheat flour. Okay, I think 1, 2, 3, 7, and there is 7 things. Cool. And then the cooked quote-unquote food should be up here. We have no maple pastries. We don't have crackers. So we do need some to build some more. So we just need 2 more of those actually. So I guess the easiest and probably the dirtiest thing to do is going to be this. And if we just say it's those guys. This is some weird random order. I think that's everything. It'll take 1,000 million years to get that built. These are done now, so that's good to see. That's probably going to injure a fair few beavers, but that'll be okay. They won't mind. That's been rebuilt and refilled, so that's okay. This has not been done. I suspect these guys are back over here. Maybe. Looks like we've had a death wave of some variety also. That's fine. Just leave that as is. Okay. All these trees, are these now planted? Yes, they are. So you guys can go do anything else. This will take a wee while to come up, but it should be a nice boost of trees. Ah, yes. Let's just pause this guy. I didn't really want that to happen. Just rip them out. Just make them gone. We can put you back in there actually, and we can get the trees in. So that's set for maple. Probably say goodbye to another couple of rows actually. As that's ripped out, they should, which is low priority, so these guys will probably rip out a ton of this before they actually get round to it, so works out for us. Yeah, there's no trees left, is there? So when it comes in will be nice. Aha, they're doing this now. Okay, fine. It's kind of weird to imagine that actually there's only 6 actual pumpers taking water out of this, and it's keeping up, even with 83 beavers. As a win, I guess. It's good to see. That's going to see the back of a lot of our planks. Logs won't be too bad though. Is that on that? No. This? No. What I might do then is just, if we have a hole in post that we can just squeeze in. If we ever get full, at least there's some buffer space for them to be on with something else. I will leave that alone, because if I plant it, I'm going to forget, and then they're going to start cutting it down, which we don't want. I'm also going to need time to also cut those down. That's that done. Okay, so roofs are working quite nicely. There's no lanterns. Shrubs are a bit terrible. The hours aren't too bad, I guess. We could give them a little bit more time off, potentially. We do have, or should have, 1,000,000 cattail roots, but not flour. So where are you going? Unless you would click them and tell you actually where it's stored, to be honest, but never mind. Your bread, your taters, and you are Spadadoc. Alright, let's say goodbye to that then. I don't think we need to worry too much about that. Yeah, let's just say one grill can go in here. Not grill, bakery. We're after a bakery here. Make me the crackers. Now I'm going to need one more. You actually, in fact, need to be blocks. No, you don't. Blocks, planks, metal, scrap. Sparkly planks. And we can start making some headway in this. Looks like they've finished constructing whatever it is that was taking all their time, because they're getting around to these finally. I'll get the haulers to empty all this jazz. These can stay here, I think. In fact, no, just get rid of them. It's not too far for them to walk, to be honest. It's still full. That's fine. I would like to leave you like that because I do not want anyone in here. But just to get rid of the annoying warning, we will do that. We will say that can be scrap as a supply and get the haulers to empty it. Wait, supply. That's what I wanted to set. Things are coming up nicely here, so they get into some of this. This should help these numbers. Get rid of that guy and fix this path. I think we just need to wait 100,000 years for them to finish everything else off. Probably should stop giving them stuff to do. Getting there. If they get to the point where they're building this bad boy, I don't think we need 3 of them, so we'll just get rid of 1. It'll save some resources. That will mean that we can get rid of the other pumpers and just leave them to pull out this lake, to be fair. Anything in here? No. Let's get these empty, we don't need them to exist. Aided our construction, but we don't need any more. In all of this noise, we don't have any explosives, I don't believe. Yeah, resounding no. We do some extra dynamite. Alright, fair enough. We will also put the dynamite in here. A little bit of space to put another one if we want to. I think we are beyond bots at this point as well, so what I will do though is put this in here, and if we ever get to bugs, they can live in there. Ah yes, we do need to fix that, don't we? I do like the round staircases so they can live there too. And chuck that on top. Probably say bump the priority of that, please. Gears are now a problem, so let's get someone in the gear workshops. That's our sparkly planks, actually, looking at that. Don't think we need them for that, though. We do for those, and they're full. It's now done. Certainly don't need them for that. That will connect that up quite nicely. There's a path there, which is good. So all that's connected. Rooftop terrace should split up the numbers. Now we're getting on over here. So we've ripped out quite a bit. We just say don't cut this anymore. And get me them maples in. That's a chestnut tree, it's close. It'll take a little bit of babysitting, but you should collect the syrup, and we probably do need a storage down here actually, so get the old maples as a supply. It's done. Probably happily get someone back into at least one of those. I think we need to worry too much about that. Tidy that up. Do that. Leave that be, and I think that'll do us. Just for a bit of sneakiness. These roofs do get covered actually. That's good to know. We'll make some beavers homeless. Let's just buff that up to there. Put that in, but it can be paused for now. Okay, so things are looking good. Let's get a monument or two in, I think, is the next best thing for us to be on with. Need something that covers all these houses, and this will do here, actually. So it's 1,000 science. Let's get the benefit of that sooner rather than later. And we should be good. There's a lot for them to build, but we're looking good. Just fix these problems here. Well, I say problems, they're not really problems unless I forget to do this. You're maples, so do not want you cut in. Cool, that'll keep him busy. Now, shouldn't take too long to get that built. And we're not too far away from the end of this other drought, so, you know, we're not really hurting for any sort of resourcing issues at this point from a water perspective. This thing is pretty full forever, I think. This has worked a treat. Keeping all this area well watered. Oh, I did leave one turned on. Couldn't see these guys. I wondered why these were cut, but turns out I've not done anything with that, so never mind. And I planted in there. Let's get a couple in for now. See how one keeps up with everything. This area is a bit of a problem, but to be fair, again, normal mode, not a problem. And that's quite a lot of lumber, and that will come in very handy. Not so much of a problem down there. Scrap's still looking good, although we are producing metal now, I believe. Shouldn't be an issue. And once this one's built, we can put another one on top. Probably this guy. We have the blanks for it. We have more than enough blanks for it. We could go to the Fountain of Joy. The Fountain of Joy might be a good idea, actually, because it's got a massive area of effect. Let's just... That would cover everything in all creation, so I think... I mean, at 12,000 science, we're not putting it in, but... That's not a bad idea to live there, actually. I haven't got around to laying anything to that, nor that. Get these emptied now, tidy this up. You could probably connect those together, but the depth's all wrong, so let's just leave that alone, otherwise that'll be a problem. And I think now that we've started this new cycle, we'll reach the hour, so I think we'll leave the episode here. Let's just see what this does to the numbers. Probably need to give them a day off to get the benefit of it tonight, but we should see those numbers jump up at the end of the day, so we'll get some out of it, but let's see what happens come the morning with them. Let's get that unpaused and we'll just... Quite a lot of homeless beavers I've just created there. We may need to open up the smaller ones back up on that, but... Looking good. Quite a big of impact as I'd hoped, but we've hit quite a lot of them, so it's the +3 on that one. The detailers are in, but they're not being used. Do we really, really have to tell the haulers to do this? Probably actually need to press the button, don't I? Okay, right, so that's working now. Carousel's doing its thing. Wood pits we not have. Books we're not done. Yep, there's a few more bits to place in, but I think this is pretty much at the end of this episode and probably this playthrough. I think next time what we'll do is we'll just do a bit more min-maxing on the old stuff. We'll tidy up some more of these old warehouses. I mean, obviously we can't rip these out because these are very much in use for this area. They're churning through these quite nicely, so we can probably get things done a little bit easier around here for that. But I think, say, the next one is probably going to be the last one of this one. I don't think the other one's got much long left in that one either. Probably one more in that one just to get the major monument built for those guys, for the Iron Teeth. So we'll probably see that in the next episode, and then we'll be on to the new playthrough, which will be starting sooner than I thought. That would get a couple out of this one and say at least one more out of the other one. But although we're not using these facilities, we've laid the groundwork for them to be able to use it in the future, in the pretend future that this colony lives forever. But other than that, we have made fantastic progress on this map. We've pretty much, as I say, conformed the map to our whims at this point. It was a bit touch and go with well, a lot of it at the start. We did die once, which is a thing, but this is actually a parallel universe in the multiverse, the Beaver multiverse, where we survived. So I will leave it here and stop going on about nothing. If you have any comments, as always, please chuck them down below. Give those a wonderful read. It's always nice to see what you have to say. Anything you'd like us to try before we wrap up this playthrough as well, that would be good to also see. There's something crazy that you think we could get away with without, you know, terraforming the entire map or something crazy like that. That's probably a bit too much. But I will see you all in the Iron Teeth in its probable final form as well. So I will see you then. In between that though, I hope you take care and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.